Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the 1111 Matrix Code Revealed. As always, I'm your host, Garrett King. Okay, folks, in today's video, this is going to be, I think, kind of exciting. This is in the same line of videos that I've been doing here recently, showing you these interesting gematria connections. However, what makes this one unique is that I did not personally find any of these phrases or codes that I'm going to show you today. These were sent to me by one of my subscribers who I guess decided to do a deep dive on the book that I wrote, which is called the 1111 Matrix Code. So that's what they did. Apparently they downloaded the Arithmus software, and they just typed in the title of the book and began searching for phrases and everything that would align with the book or what's being, talked about in the book or about me personally. I think what they found is incredible. But again, I just want you guys to know I didn't find these, okay? Again, a subscriber sent these to me. They do wish to remain anonymous, so I'm not going to say their name or their YouTube handle. They want to remain anonymous, and that's perfectly fine. I respect that. But they did send these to me, and they said it was okay if I talked about it, which is what I'm doing. So let's just go ahead and jump into this. I think these are incredible. So here we go. So they sent me these phrases. I confirmed using Arithmus that indeed what they're saying, the total value for each one of these phrases, I have verified everything that you are seeing here on the screen. Okay. So as I said, what they did was they typed in the 1111 Matrix Code, okay? That's the title of my book that I wrote, which gave the value of 2245. So again, all these phrases must meet that criteria, 2245. Now, folks, these are really in-depth. Yeah, let's just jump into it, okay? So the very first phrase is, and this one contains my name, folks. So the very first phrase is a alphanumeric code of God discovered by Garrett King. Okay, now think about that. So that phrase has the value of 2245, which meets the value for the base term, the 1111 Matrix Code. Okay, that's the book that I've written. That's right here. Okay, and for it to say a alphanumeric code. So let's examine this. Alphanumeric, that means a code that contains both numbers and letters. Okay, that's exactly what we're talking about here. And so a alphanumeric code of God, okay? I mean, look at where the research has led me. It's led me to the Torah, and this connection to the bigger reality, this connection to the universal spirit, this thing that I call or liken to the force, that courses and runs through everything. So it's almost like this connection to God, okay? So it is a alphanumeric code of God, and discovered by Garrett King. I mean, it was by seeing the numbers 1111 and 333 And you know the whole process, okay? So we've already talked about it. We've already been through this. And if you're new, go back to the very beginning of the channel and start with the very first video and start watching. And you'll see the process and how we got to where we are at this moment. So again, that very first phrase, it just shocked me when I read it. Most of these shocked me. So the next one. Each night he woke up freed at 3:33 a.m. What are the chances, folks? Okay, I don't know what it means by he woke up freed, but I woke up each night at 3:33 a.m. Remember, it started in January, ended in November. It was like almost an entire year of waking up every single night. Now, it does interest me, the word freed. Like, was this process of me waking up at this time, was it somehow freeing me from, I don't know, the bonds or the chains of this reality and waking me up to something? I don't know. I don't know why it says the word freed, or why the word freed works in the phrase to complete the value, but it does. Each night he woke up freed at 3:33 a.m. And let's just throw in the fact that it is stating a fact, okay? Remove the word freed, I still woke up each night at 3:33. Something was waking me up. So again, a true statement. The next one. Again, some of these are crazy. When he became king, his eyes opened to the face of code. Now think about this. It was only after I married my husband and became Garrett King that I started seeing the number 1111, and then started making all of these connections with the number 11 in my life, just encoded in my name, my birth date. I've done all this breakdown before, my dad, my parents, everything. So, and it's kind of interesting when it says when he became king, his eyes opened. Think back to the night, the very first night that I ever saw the number 1111. That white light, that bright white light, like shining through my eyelids. It is as though it opened me up to something. And it says to the face of code. I didn't realize it at the time, but now everything has come together. And this code has been revealed. It's extraordinary. That one, the value, 2245. All of these have that value, 2245. Now this next one, these keep getting more and more shocking. I mean, I was truly shocked when this person sent me these phrases. So the next one, a note from the universe sent from the angel Bob. Okay. I laughed, but at the same time I was shocked. Okay. So for those of you who have been with me this entire duration, from beginning till now, you have heard this story repeatedly about me receiving an email from someone named Bob. I don't know who this person is. I still don't know who this person is. Okay. But I received the email, and in the subject line and the body of the email itself, all it said was a note from the universe. And the person's name that sent it, their name was Bob. Okay. And then we see this phrase, a note from the universe sent from the angel Bob. Now, let's look at the word angel, okay? So what is an angel? Angels in the Bible were messengers, okay? So now think of it in those terms. It doesn't say messenger, but an angel is a messenger of God. So a note from the universe sent from the messenger, Bob. Now, why Bob? I have no idea. I mean, and I'm sorry for anyone out there named Bob, but in this particular instance, it sounds like kind of a ridiculous name, unless it's a code name of some kind. Okay. If some of you recall, way back in the very beginning, I speculated if Bob wasn't some kind of rogue agent, if you will, within this whole simulation process, because I came across something in reference to Bob and Alice, or Alice and Bob. These are code names that were used to had something to do with cryptography. Let me see if I can actually pull this up and see if we can do a search on this. So Alice and Bob. Yes, so it says right here, Alice and Bob are fictional characters commonly used as placeholders in discussions about cryptographic systems and protocols. Okay? So that, I found this a long time ago, and that got me thinking. So is Bob just a placeholder name for something else, or does it have a bigger and broader meaning that I just don't know what it is? Now, I did think at one time, could Bob stand for Brotherhood of Blood? I don't know. It could, I guess, but I don't know that. So it's just interesting. Again, I received an email from someone named Bob, and the message and the subject line was a note from the universe. And we are seeing that literally right there. A note from the universe sent from the angel Bob. What are the chances, folks? I keep saying that all the time. What are the chances? Okay, let's go on. The next one. He speaks of the earth's end, a difficult truth that falls on deaf ears. Okay? He speaks of the earth's end, a difficult truth that falls on deaf ears. That's a true statement. I keep talking about the year 2058, how I think some sort of event is going to happen. I believe it's a solar flare event, and I believe it's going to reset everything. And the fact that that is a difficult truth for some people to take in, I get it, I understand that. And yet it falls on deaf ears, because even though I've been talking about it, and I've been on, I don't know how many podcasts I've been on talking about this, but if you go and you look at my subscriber count on YouTube, it's just like 3,000 and something. That's it, after 3 years. So it feels like it's falling on deaf ears. I see other people who have started not podcasts, but channels way after, and their subscriber count is huge. It has surpassed mine multiple times in numbers and the quantity of their subscribers. So either I'm being shadow banned, if you will, or I don't know. But it does. At times, I admit, it feels like what I say, sometimes it falls on deaf ears. I appreciate everyone that's here, and I value every single one of you that's here. Okay? But again, it does feel like that this message, this code, it should be I don't know what I'm trying to say here. It should be out there more, okay? And I've been doing everything I can. I mean, I put out videos, I've written a book trying to get this message out there. And while it is being received by some, it feels like it should be received by more. And it's not. It's not. So, and maybe that falls back in line with that phrase, only the chosen will see. Are you guys the chosen? Very possible. So again, he speaks of the earth's end, a difficult truth that falls on deaf ears. That has the value of 2245. It's a true statement. It's representing exactly something that I have done, and it lines up perfectly with the base term. Now, this next one includes a phrase that I have used multiple times and have even said in the book, which is the beginning is the end and the end is the beginning. I talk about this all the time. Now, this phrase says, look through the illusion. The beginning is the end and the end is the beginning. Okay? Look through the illusion. What have I been talking about? I've been talking about a simulated reality. This reality that's all around us that we think is real is an illusion. It is an illusion. And it's telling us to look through that illusion and realize that the beginning is the end and the end is the beginning. This reset, this end of the earth that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like a complete end, because the end is the beginning. It is a reset. It is a start over to something else. So again, an accurate statement, and yet a statement that contains, here's the other thing, this statement contains a portion that is 11:11. The beginning is the end and the end is the beginning. That portion of this phrase has the value of 11:11. It's contained within it, and it's based on the base code or base phrase, the 11:11 matrix code. I mean, this person who sent me all this stuff did some incredible work here. And kudos to them. Big time. Now, this next one, since I've been putting these videos out, several of you have asked me, can we find a way to reveal our future through this code? And I kept saying, I believe we can, but first we must find the primer. The primer is going to be the key that unlocks this thing so that we can see how to put things in order and get the information to see what is coming. By doing so, I believe that it's my theory that by doing so, that we can then begin to, and I use the word hack, okay? But it is, you would essentially be hacking the code so that you can change the course. Okay? Right now, everything seems to be written in this code. So if we find a way to hack it and can change it, and we could change events. But the thing is, if everything is a code, think about this. If everything is a code and we find a way to hack the code, that in of itself is already written in the code. Okay? Because listen to this. It says, he'll find the alpha primer. It is written in the code. Okay? I've been talking about finding it, and this seems to be saying that I will find it. He'll find the alpha primer. It is written in the code. And it's strange that it's using the word alpha, like alpha and omega. So I will find, I guess, the beginning primer. It's written in the code. So it's telling us it's already in the code. We just have to find it. We just have to find it. We haven't found it yet. Now, this next one, which I have talked about, it does seem like this information has been divinely given to me. And when you look at the phrase, in God, Garrick King is the chosen mathematician, That phrase has the value of 1111. And then right here it says, he has been chosen to receive the end agenda code and speak this message. Now think about that. He has been chosen to receive the end agenda code and speak this message. That's what I'm doing. I keep talking about, obviously, this code, talking about the year 2058, the reset. So it's the end, and it's this agenda that it's already been embedded in this code. And that's what I'm speaking about. I talk about this all the time in my videos. And again, I've written a book about it. Now, this next one, this just get more and more extraordinary. So back when first getting this email from Bob and trying to figure this whole thing out, I've talked about how in this sort of computer language, it's called LEET, L-E-E-T. So let's pull that up. LEET language. Just so those of you who aren't aware of what this is. So LEET, also known as elite or leet speak or simply hacker speech, there's a keyword there, hacker speech, is a system of modified spellings used primarily on the internet. So, for example, when you look at the word leet, okay, it could be written as 1337, okay? So the E's would be like capital E's, but they're flipped, so they look like threes, okay? And then 7 is representation of the letter T, and 1 is the representation of the letter L. So I thought back when I first got the email from Bob. Okay, so think of think of the letter B. It also looks like the number 8. So could Bob be the number 808? Okay, in this LEET language, okay, this hacker speech. Now, again, here we're going back to computer terms. So we get this phrase that says 808 is the name of Bob. Now, here's the interesting part. They're referring to Bob as the Oracle in the Matrix. 808 is the name of Bob, the Oracle in the Matrix. Now, think about this. Okay? That is so strange. It's such a strange statement. And we think about the movie The Matrix and how the movie The Matrix had the Oracle in it. And we've talked about how that movie seems to be more like a documentary than an actual just, film for entertainment. What do these people in the entertainment industry know about this simulated reality? And the fact that it refers to Bob as the Oracle. What is an Oracle? Well, the Oracle is the same thing as a messenger. An Oracle sits down and either uses, I don't know, say tarot or coffee ground, readings, I Ching. I mean, all these different, things. They're using these tools to reveal messages. That's what an Oracle does. 808 is the name of Bob, the Oracle in the Matrix. What are the chances? 2245. Now, these next two are, they're all super interesting, but these next two really kind of caught me off guard because they are describing what has actually happened within the past 2 weeks. Okay? So the first one, to me, these are kind of out of order, but that's just how the person sent them to me. So this next one says, falsely accused of manipulating confident gematria phrases. Okay. Remember my rant in the last video about the subscriber that was accusing me of manipulating these phrases and in all this crap. It literally says this, falsely accused. And think about it. It's saying falsely accused of manipulating confident gematria phrases. That's exactly what happened. Just the other day. Literally just the other day. Now, to kind of go back on this rant for just a second, so bear with me, okay? I just want to kind of explain something. So let's say that I'm having a party at my house, okay, for the two neighbors across the street, all right? And I say, be here at 7. So let's say one neighbor leaves and just walks straight across, comes just straight across the street, right to my house. Let's say that the other neighbor, for whatever reason, who knows, maybe they downed a bottle of tequila before they decide to come over. But they decide to make this huge winding path through the neighborhood and around all these houses and down these other streets and down through the alley and, who knows where. And then boom, suddenly they arrive at my house. Okay? The point that I'm trying to make is it doesn't matter how they got to my house, how they got to the party. What matters is that they got there. Okay? That's what I think people are failing to see the connections here. It doesn't matter how anyone got to these phrases. What matters is that the phrases make perfect sense, the values make perfect sense, and line up to the base term value that initiated the criteria that all the other phrases must follow. That's what matters. That's what people are failing to put together. They're just wanting to sit here and say, oh, you're cheating the system, you're doing this, you're doing that. Again, it doesn't matter how you got there. That doesn't change the fact that all of these phrases meet this criteria and are accurate statements relating back to the base term, me, myself, the book that I've written, etc. Okay? And so this very last one, and again, this is an accurate statement. He did decide he'll use gematria to unmask a concealed truth hidden in plain sight. Okay? Again, he did decide he'll use gematria to unmask a concealed truth hidden in plain sight. Think about this, folks. Just when I first started doing this last round of videos, I said, I have been talking about this code that is all around us. It is what's running this simulation. I've talked about it. And I said, the only way to prove it is to start showing these other connections. Okay? If I'm saying that there is a code that exists in everything, I have to prove that. That's what I've decided to do. That's what I've been trying to do. I'm trying to show, using gematria, that there is a concealed truth, that there is a code running this entire simulation. It's being unmasked, but it's been hiding in plain sight right in front of us the entire time. The entire time. Okay? Regardless, these phrases that this subscriber sent to me, the phrases that I have been showing you over the past 2 weeks, the phrases have the value of the criteria that is being searched. That is the important part of this. This is what I'm trying to show you. Regardless of how they got there, imagine if this person, okay, who sent me these, imagine if they had never sent these to me. Imagine that they had gone to gematrix.org and they had plugged each one of these in and saved it. And then let's say in the next 1 to 5 years, I'm on gematrix.org, just, searching away at stuff. And then I stumbled upon these phrases. Okay. Imagine the shock and awe that I would feel coming across them. Okay. Nobody goes to gematrix.org and questions how anyone came up with the phrases that they're typing in. Okay. Why are they questioning me? Because they want to try to disprove me. They want to try to discredit me. Okay. It's not going to happen. I mean, when you are able to prove something again and again and again, it shows that there's validity to what you're saying. If I could only do this once, maybe twice, yeah, okay, then it would be like, there's not much there. Like if you can only do it once and that's it, then that doesn't really hold that much water. If you can do it twice, well, that's a little more unique. But if you can do it 3 times or more, then that just leads to the fact that there's something valid taking place here. And we're looking at, what are we looking at here? We're looking at 12 phrases, 12 different phrases that directly relate back to the base term, which is the 1111 matrix code, okay? A book written by me. And every single one of these phrases either talk about what's in the book, or they've talked about what's happened to the person who's written the book. Okay? Namely, in those last 2 phrases. And again, let's not throw out the fact that the very first phrase after the base term includes my actual name. Folks, I cannot stress it enough. There is a code. There is a code. And it's running this entire thing. Again, I want to give a very, very special thank you to the subscriber that sent this to me. I am honored and proud to see that someone has gone out and done some research on their own, started finding these connections, and that just excites me. It excites me to see that people are starting to wake up and to try these things on their own. Because truly, I could sit here for days and days and days and just talk about this stuff. And I've said this from the beginning as well, that anyone could have found this code had they just taken the time to, take the numbers 1111 and multiply it by 333, get the result. But there would have had to have been a reason for them to do it. Okay? I just happened to have a reason because those numbers were plaguing me, if you will, forever. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Again, it just excites me that to see people finally try to branch off and just do a little bit of research, and come up with ideas and everything that just connects back to what I'm doing. The more that people will do this, the more we can begin to prove from multiple different outlets, not just me, but multiple different outlets, that what we're saying is true. There is a code. There is a code. Okay. So, yeah, let's just end this here. Think about this, folks. Think about it. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I find this just incredibly cool. And it has my mind kind of spinning, with just ideas and possibilities. All right. That's going to be it for now. Until next time, I hope you all take care, and we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.